Hello, everyone. I'm back with another book review. This one is And Another Thing by Eoin Colfer. It's based on the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series by Douglas Adams, a wonderful author. Immediately when I saw this, I was like, "Oh, is it going to be? Is it going to be amazing? I mean, I hope it's amazing. I mean, it's based on that universe, based on the story. I love the story. I love the writing." But that was from Douglas Adams. I don't know about this Eoin Colfer guy. He wrote a really nice introduction talking about his relationship with the series and Douglas Adams as a writer. And soon after you get into the story, you realize he's tapped into certain natures that Douglas Adams was familiar with, and it turns out to be a pretty good book. The transition from the last book to this one was done very well. I was very surprised because if you remember the end of the original series, you're just like, first of all, what? And then, okay, well, obviously there isn't gonna be more. There couldn't be any more. Of course, a good sci-fi writer can make it work and make it happen, and they did. And I'm gonna drink some tea right now. Watch. But you get all of the not all of the great characters. There's a particular character I won't even mention that doesn't make it into it. A little bit of a bummer. Don't mind my pun if you know what I'm talking about. But there are some oldies but goodies. There are kind of cross-realm characters with his Dirk Gently series. Of course, Thor was in both series, but you get some Thor in this book. You get the I can't even remember the crazy alien species that's always trying to destroy Earthlings. Jeltz is his name. There's some new characters that they do a really great job on, and they bring in some kind of characters that were very much side characters in the last stories, and they kind of brought them into the main storyline. I do not want to talk about those because I hope I inspire you to read the book, and I hope that you could, when you read that part of the story, you're like, oh, I'm glad this person's in it. But I want to keep that bit a surprise. So the transition from the original last book to this one is done very well. The humor is done very well. If I were to give this book a critique, it would be that there's a bit too much Hitchhiker's Guide inserts. Now, I love the Hitchhiker's Guide's inserts. In fact, there are some really, really good ones in here. In fact, I'm tempted to even read one. It's so good. It made me laugh so hard. But it was almost like every other little thing. There was like Hitchhiker's Guide little insert thing. But all in all, bravo to Eoin Colfer. Great work. I kind of almost hope that there isn't a further continuation. I think it's a really nice. It almost like wraps certain things up in ways that may not have been Douglas Adams' style, but I think a lot of people want that kind of a wrap up. Though Douglas felt like he never was like cornered that way, you know. And I don't want to allude to anything in particular, but like it was almost, there are certain things that aren't Douglas in this book, and that is like rounding off a story and kind of doing somewhat it's kind of a happy ending. Now it's not like he didn't have happy endings, just sometimes it was just kind of loopy and silly, which is great. A lot of silliness, a lot of good stuff in this book. You get a lot of the characters that you like. There's things that are done to the story that are done well. And there is another one of my book reviews, nice and vague for you, so that hopefully you'll be interested to read the book yourself. And I kind of like to keep it that way, just to make sure I'm not really giving anything too much away. Yeah. So that's And Another Thing by Eoin Colfer. Really cool art here. Yeah, I won't talk about that anymore. That is done. After that, I read a book I've had in my possession for the longest time, and I just haven't done it. And I can't wait to do this review. This is Paradise by Toni Morrison. And what a writer. Just great writer. Like, the way it's like poetry, but not poetry. It's just really good writing, and the story is just out there, and it starts you up. That's for the next book review. I enjoyed this book quite a bit, and I'm excited to review it. So catch you on the next video, and I'll talk to you guys later.